already know him. And we have a few of the major issues that trended during the week, and I'll be reading them out for you. And at some point during the conversation, I'll be opening up the phone lines so you can contribute, you can make your opinion heard, because this is Voice of the People, where your voice can be heard and where your opinion counts. All right. Now, the first of the issues that I have, which trended during the week, is that of Mmesoma, Mmesoma, why we involve DSS in Anambra students JAMB. JAMB has reviewed the role of the Department of State Services in Mmesoma's alleged forgery case. Fabian Benjamin, who is a JAMB spokesperson, disclosed that the board involved the secret police in the matter so as to root out those behind what Mmesoma is doing. According to him, the case has been handed over to the relevant security agencies for a thorough investigation to unravel the masterminds of yet another unfortunate scam. He said the board involved the DSS to unearth those behind the act of manufacturing fake results and are working with the Anambra State Pupil. All right, then I have another issue that trended during the week, and that is jumbo cost of governance. Buhari's food budget for Tinubu Shetima creates ripples. Jumbo cost of governance. Buhari's food budget for Tinubu Shetima creates ripples. The economy is in a bind, inevitably spurring the call by the Tinubu administration for sacrifice on the part of the citizenry to pull the nation out. On his inauguration day, President Bola Tinubu removed subsidy on petrol that had cost the nation trillions of naira as part of the sacrifice. He has since followed up with the merging of the multiple foreign exchange rates, a situation that has led to the depreciation of the naira at the official window. The implication of this is that is not lost on the citizenry, who now have to cope with the attendant inflation. And arising from the foreign exchange rates measure was the announcement last week that electricity tariff would go up as power distribution companies said the concession they were getting from the official window was gone, and this would raise their cost of production. The announcement has since been reversed, but the hike is only a matter of time, as the reversal came about because due process was not followed and the tariff had not been approved by the authorities. All right. It continues to say that last week indications emerged that vehicle owners will have to pay yearly for proof of ownership, contrary to the outgoing era that makes the payment one-off in the life of a vehicle. Other belt-tightening measures to free funds for government to meet its obligations may soon follow, so we all should get prepared. But amid the call on the citizenry for sacrifice to pull Nigeria out of the woods, many people are worried about jumbo cost of governance, occasioned by what some call questionable budgetary allocations by government at different levels. For instance, the Buhari administration made provisions of 11.92 billion naira for feeding and foreign trips of the president and vice president in the 2023 budget of the federal government, which Tinubu and Vice President Shetima have now inherited. Now, the breakdown shows that 331.79 million naira would be spent on the president's feeding, while that of his vice is 176.92 million naira. When you put this together, the nation will be spending 508.71 million naira on food and refreshment for their president and vice president at the end of the fiscal year. Local and foreign trips for the president and his vice would cost over 3 billion naira. Then 2.49 billion naira was earmarked for the office of the president, while his deputy gets 846.61 million naira. Also included are 1.58 billion naira earmarked for aircraft maintenance and 1.60 billion naira allocated for overhauling of Gulfstream GV and CL605 aircraft engines. And that is it. Now I have another issue that trended during the week, which is the one that Tinubu rejects European Union report on 2023 election. He says it is the most transparent since 1999, that this presidential election is the most transparent election since 1999. It says that sometimes in May, we alerted the nation through a press statement to the plan that's coming from the European Union, their submission based on the 2023 general election, especially the presidential election, that say that we alerted the nation through a press statement to the plan by a continental multilateral institution to discredit the 2023 general elections conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Okay, the main target was the presidential election, clearly and fairly won. Okay, sorry, this is coming from the APC. We reject European Union's conclusion on 2023 general election. That's coming from the APC. Sometimes in May, we alerted the nation through a press statement to the plan by a continental multilateral institution to discredit the 2023 general elections conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission. The main target was the presidential election, clearly and fairly won by the then candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. While we did not mention the name of the organization in the said statement, we made it abundantly clear to Nigerians how this foreign institution had been unrelenting in its assault on the credibility of the electoral process, the sovereignty of our country, and our ability as a people to organize ourselves. We find it preposterous and unconscionable that in this day and age, any foreign organization of whatever hue can continue to insist on its own yardstick and assessment as the only way to determine the credibility and transparency of our elections. Now that the organization has submitted what it claimed to be its final report on the elections, we can now categorically let Nigerians and the entire world know that we were not unaware of the machinations of the European Union to sustain its largely unfounded bias and claims on the election outcome. However, now look at what the leadership of the Labour Party says. They have expressed disappointment with the federal government for discrediting the European Union's report on the 2023 general election. The leadership of the Labour Party, in its final report on the Nigerian elections, the globally acclaimed body said trust in the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) had been severely damaged, especially as a result of the failure to upload the result of the presidential election electronically. But responding in a statement on Sunday, Dele Alake, Special Advisor to the President on Special Duties, Communications and Strategy, described the report as a product of a poorly done desk job that relied heavily on few instances of skirmishes in less than 1,000 polling units out of over 176,000 polling units where Nigerians voted on election day. He said the report relied more on rumors, hearsay, cocktails of prejudice, and uninformed social media commentaries and opposition talking heads. However, the National Publicity Secretary of Labour Party, Obiora E4, described the presidency's comment as a face-saving measure. It will interest, as according to Obiora E4, it will interest the government to know that the European Union's report is only one out of numerous submissions by other international observers who have described the outcome of the election as a sham and an exercise that did not reflect the will of the majority of Nigerians. Labour Party stands by the position of the European Union Observation Mission. He said, "We have always said that this election was massively rigged in favor of the APC and their candidates. What the federal government is saying is just an afterthought and a shameless effort to mask the obvious. Even the blind can see, the deaf can hear, and they know this election was manipulated." That is coming from Obiorifo. Now we have another issue that trended during the week, that of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, where he acknowledged that there were some challenges which were structural, infrastructural, and human in nature during the 2023 general election. In his address at a meeting with resident electoral commissioners to reflect on the recently concluded 2023 general election in Abuja on Tuesday, Mahmoud Yakubu said, compared to some previous elections, the commission believed that the 2023 polls were one of the most meticulously prepared for in recent times. Learning from previous experiences, we started preparations immediately after the 2019 general election, carefully ticking the necessary boxes over a 4-year period. It is the need to learn from both the positives and the shortcomings that makes the stock taking that we are embarking on today essential, according to Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. He also said that since the conclusion of the elections, diverse opinions have been expressed by political parties, candidates, observers, analysts, and the general public on aspects of the exercises which took place in February and March. He says such diverse opinions should normally be expected and the commission welcomes all of them in so far as their purpose was to improve the future conduct of elections and to consolidate our democracy. He also acknowledged the diverse opinions expressed by political parties, candidates, observers, analysts, and the general public about various aspects of the election. However, saying that the commission chose not to engage in immediate commentaries, preferring just to listen, learn, and conduct its own review of the election process. He said the commission has consciously not joined in the commentaries in the immediate aftermath of the elections for several reasons. That's coming from Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. Then the last that I have here says Tinubu did not defeat Peter Obi. Tinubu did not defeat Peter Obi, coming from Afenifere leader Pa Ayo Adebanjo. That is, he said Tinubu did not defeat Peter Obi. So these are the major issues that threaded during the week, which I have here. And before I started, I told you that Peter Nosike, who will be our analyst, is already in the studio, and he's itching to start the conversation. Good evening, Peter Nosike, and welcome to the show.
Good evening.
All right, let's start from the first one, that of Ijeoma Mmesoma.
Ijeoma Mmesoma issue, at least by now, maybe it could have died down since if what we are hearing is true, that it was her that manipulated the results. But my concern is this: that I'm not in any way in support of forgery of any kind. That forgery is a criminal case, and as such is highly condemned. Forgery is bad, understand me?
Yes.
But where my point of argument is that forgery is not a threat to national security. Forgery is not a threat to national security. But DSS was invited to investigate Mmesoma. Do you understand that?
Of course.
Forgery is not a threat
to
national security.
Yes.
But DSS was invited to investigate Mmesoma. Our own National House of Representatives weighed in a case of whether a JAMB result was forged or not forged was made a national issue. That's a case of JAMB result, forged or not forged, was made a national issue. DSS was called in. National Assembly, the House of Representatives, have to wade into a case of a minor. But Asari Dokobo posted a video where he posed with AK-47 and threatening to kill all the Igbos.
DSS was not invited.
DSS have not investigated Asari. House of Representatives have not called for investigation. Ohaneze Ndigbo has called for the arrest of Asari Dokobo. Civil society groups has called for arrest of Dokobo. DSS has not arrested him. On Thursday, Asari came again with a new video, which he titled "Igbos must leave Nigeria." The video went viral. In the video, Asari was saying that he's going to connect 1 million signatures and march to the National Assembly and tell them to make a law for Igbos to leave Nigeria. And still, DSS has not arrested him. National Assembly has not said anything. What this means is that National Assembly, DSS values JAMB certificate to the life of Igbo people. That is what it means. If they can call for investigation of a forgery of a JAMB result
of a minor,
then, and they have not said anything about somebody threatening to kill all the Igbos, posing with AK-47, it means that the National Assembly values a JAMB certificate, a JAMB result. But personally, I'm not even surprised because of what Asari is doing. He is acting true to type. Because the truth is that Rivers State was not created in good faith. Rivers State was created in 27th of May, 1967, but in bad faith. And since then, they have been acting towards that. I'll give you my proof. Rivers State was created for three purposes: to betray, to weaken, and to destroy. Rivers State is like the devil that the Bible said is going around to steal, to kill, and to destroy. So what the Rivers State people are doing is what Bible said that the devil is doing. I'll give you my proof. Gowon created a Rivers State to weaken and destroy Biafra. That was the purpose of creating a Rivers State, to bring a division, to weaken Biafra. At that point in time, Ken Saro-Wiwa was their point man. What Asari Dokubo is doing now was exactly what Ken Saro-Wiwa was doing then: spreading hate, spreading propaganda. And the military rewarded him with appointing him, making him a commissioner at the age of 27. Because he was dancing to their tune. Emeka Ojukwu called him, said, "These people that you are working with don't care for your interest. They don't love you." But Ken Saro-Wiwa believed that he is right. Then the Civil War came. When the Civil War came, all those people that were in Rivers State ran to their towns and villages. When the war ended, they declared the property of those that left Rivers State abandoned. They invited David Mark, this David Mark that was former Senate president. By that time, he was a major in the army. So it was David Mark that presided over the abandoned properties. So they took over the properties of those who were not in Rivers State. They called it abandoned property. They took over. They felt that they have won. But I know of a man that was living in Igbokoda in Ogun State. In Ogun State, when the war started, this man ran back to the east. He was a landlord before the war started. So he ran back to the east. And when the war ended, he returned back to Ondo State. The people of Igbokoda not only gave him back his house, the rent that they collected from that house in his 3 years of absence, they gave it back to him. My own father, before the war started, was in Mina, Niger State, working with the Nigeria Railway Corporation. When the war started, he ran back to the east. When the war ended, he went back to Mina, sold that house, and now go back to University of Nigeria and Nsukka and started work and studies. But every property that people left in Rivers State was declared abandoned. They took over. And mind you, the Civil War was not fought by the soldiers in the Core North. It was fought by the Benue Plateau soldiers. It wasn't the Core North that fought the Igbos during the war. It was the Benue Plateau people. But after the war, they saw a kind of injustice and now wanted to make amends somehow. So in 1979, when Obasanjo ushered in the first democratic government, then we had the 3 main parties NPN, with Alhaji Shehu Shagari as the presidential candidate. NPN stands for National Party of Nigeria. We had the UPN, Unity Party of Nigeria, with Obafemi Awolowo as the presidential candidate. Then we have a NPP, Nigeria People's Party, with Nnamdi Azikiwe as the presidential candidate. Now, two people voted for Nnamdi Azikiwe, because they realized that they fought an unjust war. So they wanted to make amends. Now, two people voted for NPP. That was how Dr. Solomon Lar emerged the governor of Plateau State under NPP. But Rivers State, which is Zik own base, voted for the North, UPN. I mean MPN. Rivers, which is just at the back of Aba, voted for the North. They didn't vote for
like
for
betraying
Zik.
your own person.
So they weakened MPP for MPN to win, which is the same weakening, the purpose for which they were created. So they weakened Zik support base for Shagari to win. And that was what led to the 12th and to 3rd, which made the Shehu Shagari president. Because if they had voted for Zik or for Awolowo, Shagari wouldn't have been president. But Rivers' vote was what made the Shagari president in 1979. The same Rivers people. 2014, that you know, Rotimi Amechi weakened PDP for APC to win. He sabotaged Jonathan when he, Saraki, Atiku, and others joined APC. So by doing that, he weakened the PDP for APC to win. That's the same Rivers people. So then in 2000, this year, you have seen how Wike formed the G5 to weaken PDP.
And Labour Party as well.
And Labour Party. So what Asari is doing is what they were created to do. And if Asari is not doing it, some other person from there would have been doing it because it's in them. So for me personally, I'm not surprised with what Asari is doing. He is doing what Gowon created Rivers people to do, to weaken, to destroy. And also watch them. A nation is coming 2027, 2031. Watch what will come out of there.
You're saying that history will repeat itself again.
That's what we call in philosophy inductive inference. That's what is happening in Rivers State. That's what is happening in. They started it and they will continue doing it. Even imagine what the current governor of Rivers State said. Fubara, he told them, Wike, I heard that you are crossing over to the other side. Don't forget us on this side. So he claims to be in PDP. He doesn't want to follow Wike and go to APC. He still wants to be in PDP to be weakening PDP.
By making such statements.
That's what they are created to do. It was after the abandoned property issue that they begin to change names from Okoro to Rumokoro. If you go there to Port Harcourt,
yes.
Everything Rumo. That's what, understand me? Then Wike have to remove N. That's Wike to WIKE, which doesn't make sense. Just to say I'm not an Igbo man. Understand? But we are not begging for people. Understand me? Igbos are not begging for who want to be an Igbo and who does not want. Because the other ethnic groups are not doing better than us. Even if they rule for 100 years, they are not feeding better than us. Their standard of living is not better than us and can never be. In 2015, I say even if Buhari appointed all his 36 ministers from Katsina, the living condition of Katsina people can never be better than that of Abia State. I said it and it will continue to happen. The level of poverty in the north cannot be compared, in the south can never be compared with that in the north. That your brother or sister is president, only 1,000 people benefit.
Of course, not everybody benefits.
It doesn't go beyond 1,000 people. There are still poor people in Abeokuta after Obasanjo just 8 years. There are still poor people in Otueke after Jonathan's 6 years. So it doesn't. So that's what, when we are talking of good governance, the thing is this: we want a government that will be after the interest of the greater number of people. The happiness of the greater number of people, and not that somebody being there's a big deal in presidency coming from any part of the country. So if DSS, if National Assembly can wade in into a JAMB result, why can't they call Asari Dokubo to order? Why can't DSS that go to investigate JAMB result forgery arrest Asari? And because they have not arrested him, that's why he is continuing posting videos and talking nonsense. So that is my own interest. Understand? Yes. If DSS can investigate JAMB forgery, if National Assembly, if House of Representatives can wade into JAMB forgery, why can't they wade into Asari threatening to kill all the Igbo people? What this means is that they value JAMB result to the life of the Igbos. Okay, on the issue of
jumbo cost of governance.
Jumbo cost of governance.
Yes.
Okay.
Buhari's food budget for Tinubu Shetima creates ripples.
Okay. When last week Tinubu said that the pains that Nigeria are going through is necessary, that they should sacrifice. But if Tinubu wants Nigerians to sacrifice, the first thing he would have done is to cut their own feeding allowance. That's leadership by example. That is leadership by example. You want me to sacrifice, and you have a budget of 331 million naira. You allowed it. It's me that will sacrifice. No, leadership should be by example. Leadership should be by example. I have started the sacrifice. I have a budget of so and so millions. I'm cutting it down by 50. So that others will follow you. This is what Bob Bunny called them benefu, but we're hungry. That's what Tinubu is showing us. We should be hungry, but they will benefu. Now, in the other countries of the world, the nation doesn't feed their presidents. All these allowances, feeding allowances for president and their guests, it doesn't happen in America. It doesn't happen in Britain. If Biden has guests today, he must feed them from his pocket. He cannot feed them from his United States taxpayers' money, because it was not United States that asked him to invite those guests. Do you understand that?
Of course.
If Biden has guests in White House today, he has to feed them from his pocket, from his salary. They are paying him salary. From the salary, he should be taking care of his debts. But here, president will have his guests. Me, suffering here, he will use my own money to pay them. That's to entertain them. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. So when they are talking about reducing the cost of governance, presidential feeding is one. Presidential analysis is one. Okay, imagine senators, people who are already rich, you are giving them wardrobe allowance. You are giving them wardrobe allowance as if they cannot buy those things for themselves. You are giving them fuel money and now increasing fuel for me to buy. So I said, this was full, but we're hungry. So Tinubu should start by showing examples of what others should do. Nigeria should sacrifice, fine and good. He should start that sacrifice by cutting down on his feeding allowance. After the election, before the election, his wife said that they will not depend on Nigeria for their feeding.
So what changed?
So what changed? What changed? What changed? Now Nigeria is feeding you. What you should have done is, I'm cutting my feeding allowance by 50%. I have started that sacrifice.
Sacrifice, leadership by example.
Others should follow. As you said, leadership by example. And not telling me to sacrifice while you are feasting. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. So as I say, in other countries, they don't feed their president. The president feed from their salary because, okay, it was just like before the election, one of the governorship aspirants in Lagos State wanted that to come to a radio station for interview. I told him what it will cost. He said, no, that he's a public servant. I said, my friend, I don't ask you to go and buy a form. Understand me? I never ask you to go and buy governorship form. So you shouldn't put your problem on me. You decided to buy a form to run for the office of the governor. And if assuming that this guy won, I will still be feeding him with my taxes. It doesn't make sense because nobody asked him to go and buy a phone. So when these people are talking of reducing cost of governance, it should start from the presidential feeding. That is where it has to start. Whatever they are doing should start from there, from the presidency to the National Assembly. That's how they will go about cutting costs. This wardrobe allowance is a fraud. They don't need it. Fueling their cars is a fraud. Every senator is able to fuel his car.
Of course, even clothe themselves.
It is the poor masses that need wardrobe allowance. It is the poor masses that need their generators to be filled, not the senators, not the members of the National Assembly. Because for one, we did not ask them to go and buy a form and run for the Senate. Then why should we be clothing them? So this is where I feel that P2B would have done a hell lot of difference. When P2B became the governor of Anambra State, he discovered that they were killing cows every night at the government house. He stopped it because it's of no use. He said, I don't want this this fiesta here. It should stop. And this is what I should have expected Tinubu to do. I have started the sacrifice by cutting down on my feeding and that one. So you guys should follow suit. Then on the EU report, and what Dene Andeke said. One, EU gave Nigeria before the election 39 million pounds, which is equivalent of 17.94 billion naira. So this is a people that practice accountability. I cannot give you this such money and close my eyes or walk away and go home for you to do what you want. You cannot waste my money. That's why Sheikh Husani tweeted, if EU gives you a suitcase of money, you should also expect a suitcase of report. If you don't want their report,
don't collect their money.
Don't collect their money. Once you collect their money, expect their report.
Of course.
Because they have to give account of the money that they give to you. And since the dawn of democracy in 1999, EU has been observing our elections and writing reports. But now, because it doesn't favor them, that is why they are making all this noise. Okay, what I should have expected them to do is to ban EU from observing elections in Nigeria, so that they can go with their money. They can go with their money. And mind you, before the election, they were in the country for 3 good months. They were in the country for 3 good months doing their research and so on and so forth, monitoring opinions and so on and so forth. Then I can say it's a desktop report. He's still thinking like 1970. With a desktop, you can get accurate information of what is happening in every part of the country. With your phone and the internet, you can get accurate reports of what is happening in every part of the country in your office. So then the is still thinking like 1970. So for me, I stand with the EU. I stand with the EU. What they wrote, to me, they're even conservative in their report. They were very, very conservative. And not worse things happened in that election. Worse things happened in the election. And they are supposed to write their report because they were in the country 3 months before the election, and what they observed is what they reported. And they gave you money to enhance the credibility of the election, which you did not do. And you expect to connect somebody say 39 million pounds, and he wouldn't talk.
And the person will keep short.
It doesn't make sense. So
now look at it this way. They did not, the APC did not agree to the EU's report, but the National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party, Obiorifo, is saying that they stand with the European Union.
Me too, I stand with the European Union. Do you know, it's not even European Union alone. All the international observer groups have negative report about the election. So the one that they say that they observe, that they accepted is those people that they can give 100,000 naira. Then they will write a favorable report. Some civil society groups in Nigeria, MBA. Then some local observers. That is the one that then the Aneke said that they accepted. That's those ones that they can easily influence.
Manipulate.
No, influence with 100,000 naira, they will do a positive
Report
a report
that it was a free and fair
that
election.
it was a even well.
All right, let's go to another one. The chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has agreed that the election was flawed. What do you have to say?
Then that is, for me, that should be the end of the case. Because what P2B, what Atiku Abubakar is challenging is the process, which Yakubu himself
has
admitted is faulty. Then that is why they couldn't even defend themselves. That's in the court. INEC just has one person for both Labour Party and PDP. They are either the deputy director of the ICT only.
I think there was a time they had no witnesses. Their witnesses were absent.
No, they wanted that to bring 30 people. All of them developed a running stomach at the same time. That's why they say it's a domestic problem.
Okay.
Or their children had a running temperature.
They had to stay back.
They had to stay back. Then the next day, they brought just one person. Their deputy ICT. Just one person. Of all the petitions exhibit tendered, they just brought one person to they should, as Guinness Book of Record is running now.
Okay, they should enter the Guinness World Record.
They open their case one day, close it one day. Did you understand that?
Of course.
It should enter Guinness Book of Records. APC too should enter Guinness Book of Records. They have 39 witnesses. They just called one.
Imagine.
they just called even Uzuku. Nifi Uzuku was asking them, where are the other witnesses? Even if they cannot testify, let me at least
see them,
greet them, greet them. And even the ones that they brought made a mess of their case. Because when they ask Bamidele, how many states do we have in Nigeria? He said 36. I was expecting him to say 37. Since they say that the FCT is also a state.
Of course.
So I was expecting him to say 37 states. But, and you know, if you read what Mike Ozokome posted, he said that the APC candidate witness favored them. That's on the status of Abuja. Because he proved in his petition that Abuja is independent of the other states.
Of course.
Because he was asked, what is the capital of Abuja? He couldn't answer it. But we know that every state has its own capital. But Abuja has no capital. Who is the governor of Abuja?
If you say that Abuja is a state,
yes,
the governor, produce the
there should be a governor. Mahmoud Yakub should go to Abuja and conduct governorship election. Then the people in Abuja should also be crying for marginalization because other states have 30 senators, but they have one. Why are they not making that noise? So his admission closes that case, because that's what Tinubu, that's what Atiku Abubakar and the P2B is fighting. That the process that led to the declaration of Tinubu
was flawed.
That there were irregularities, there were malpractices. That was what he admitted. That's what he admitted. So for me, that's even why they couldn't even defend themselves in the court.
So with their next chairman submission, what do you have to say concerning the judiciary? Because all eyes are on them now.
Well, I said here about a month ago that INEC has led the judiciary into temptation.
Of course, I remember.
It's now there for the judiciary to deliver themselves from evil. That's the truth. INEC has led the judiciary into temptation. So it's now there for the judiciary to deliver themselves from evil. Because all these things that they were bringing just one witnesses, opening a case a day and closing in a day, they are now hoping that the judiciary will rescue them. When you did not defend your case properly, and you now expect the judiciary to rescue you, because 99% of the cases that PDP brought, that Labour Party brought, the first, second, third, and fourth respondents, that's Tinubu, Shetima, APC, and INEC, did not defend those cases. So they have now pushed it to the judiciary, hoping for the judiciary to
perform magic,
to rescue them. So, as you said, all eyes are on the judiciary. So let us see how they are going to perform this.
Either deliver
magic
themselves or perform the magic, whichever way, all eyes are on them. All right, let's go to the last but not the least before we open up the phone lines, because I know that listeners are itching to call and contribute to the program. The last one is coming from Afenifere leader, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, who is insisting that Tinubu did not defeat P2B. What do you have to say?
Well, if there's a Nigerian that I have respect for now, because most of the people that I respect in Nigeria are dead. 99% of the people that I have respect in Nigeria are dead. If there's any person that I have respect for in Nigeria now, it's Pa Ayo Adebanjo. Because he's standing that's on the truth. He has been consistent. He has been consistent. Most people are now joining the bandwagon. Those that say A yesterday are now saying B. But this man has been consistent. He said that he would not call Tinubu his president. If you read that statement well, he said that he would not call Tinubu his president. And that Tinubu did not defeat P2B during the election. And if you see the evidences that we have seen in the court, you can see that what he's saying is true. What he said is true. So he has been consistent in his argument. Even some pastors or so-called prophets that made some prophecies some months ago are now changing. But this man is not a pastor, he's not a prophet, but he has been consistent. And again, articulate at the age of 95. At the age of 95, he is articulate. When I saw that story that P2B is not a member of Labour Party, one day Onenipeku, understand me?
Yes.
And the first thing I did was to Google the profile of Onenipeku, understand me, to know his age. Because Bob Marley said, once a man, twice a child. Once a man, twice a child. It's not everybody that can be as articulate as Pa Adebanjo. So I wanted to know the age of this man that is saying that P2B is not a member of Labour Party. I discovered that he is 71 years. One day was born in 1951, which means he's 72 years now. Why I want to know his age is because that issue of membership of Labour Party has been thrashed by the appeal court. Somebody went to court on that issue, and the appeal court gave a verdict. Understand? Nullifying that case. So it was a surprise that somebody highly respected in the legal profession is still bringing it up. That's why I say, let me check his age and know his level of sanity. So because for me, that case shouldn't have come up at all, because our appeal court has taken care of it. Because if he's not a member of Labour Party, why did INEC allow him to stand for an election? So God should keep on giving Pa Adebayo good health, wisdom. Understand? And if there's, for now in the country, he's my number one man.
Oh, for his integrity.
For his integrity, for his consistency.
Of course.
Because
it's quite rare in this country.
He is my number one. He is my number one.
All right, thank you, Peter Nosike, for taking us through this. We appreciate your opinion. Now it's time for the public, for the listeners to contribute, to make their opinions heard. As usual, we're opening up the phone lines now, so you can call in and tell us what you think about all the issues that we analyzed for you this evening. The number to call is still 0700 903 903 903. I take that again, 0700 903 903 903. You can also connect to us via our WhatsApp number on 0700 903 9039. We have a first listener. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, my sister. How are you?
Fine, thank you. All right. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, Anosika, agree to.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pastor Dokubo, please, this 1 million signature, please, I will beg him to hasten. Let him make it fast so that he can sign it. That's the prayer of many Southeastern, socially speaking. Maybe God will use him to answer our prayer.
I will be the first that to sign. I will be number one that to sign it if I see the paper.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I think there's a way God does this thing. Maybe God wants to use him. And just like what Anosika said, I keep telling you, Pa Adebayo, this man has tried to bring Yorubans and Igbos together. That is his dream, because an old man is seeing very far. But most of my Southwesterners are not seeing what the man is seeing. He has tried to unite these two tribes, because the man is seeing far, but most people don't want to understand. Just like what Anosika said. Most people don't know why Ethiopia didn't allow some Nigerians to enter their place during this Sudan problem. They don't know why. Because Nigeria threw bread inside the stadium when we were playing match with Ethiopia. And now, what is happening between Benue and Plateau? These are the people that slaughtered Igbos. But to go to the southeast now, that's why they're taking refuge. Nobody knows tomorrow. We should be calm when we do things in life. About the River State, that was what Ojuku told this man that they killed. What do you call him? He told him, yes, he told him when he said good morning. That was what the only word Ojuku uttered. He said good morning, because she knew what this man did, what they did during the Civil War. Wike's mother is from Imo State, and the Wike father is from Imo State. So if you like, let him answer Wiki or Wika. I don't know what he wants to answer. It's left for him, That's what I want to say. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for that submission. All right. The phone line is still open. 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Call in. Let's get to hear what you think, because we'll share the number of issues, starting from that of Mmesoma, inviting DSS to investigate the jam forged results, and also the jumbo cost of governance. Buhari's food budget for Tinubu Shetima creates repos. And Osike also analyzed that. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, my dear.
Good evening.
I greet you very well.
Anosike is greeting you.
There is
Thank
one
you.
thing I must
Please tell us your name and location, sir.
Okay, my name is Obiako. I'm calling from Lagos.
All right, Obiako, go ahead.
Yes. Barrister Osike omitted one thing about Sarawiwa. I listened to Sarawiwa's father when he lamented that the government, his son, led their soldiers through the creek to come and topple the Biafrans. Is the government that turned back and killed his son. I listened to him over NTA. He lamented it. Then, what do you call it?
Asari Dokubo.
Asari Dokubo. Asari Dokubo is a tech illiterate. He attended a university, offered 9 subjects, failed 8 mostly, and got reference in the one that was headed by an Igbo man. Now, he is fighting for the government, federal government, and he has forgotten what all the people who fought for federal government, just starting from Aji Boro to Sarawiwa, and he is the next one. He is likely going to end up, because they are just, you see, if you want to catch a dog, just throw food for him. The federal government is throwing food for him to bring him nearer, and by the time they hook him, his parents will lament. Then, the next question I want to ask is, all this volume of evidences they are bringing at the appeal tribunals, they're telling us the total scores by each party. I want us to know what are the total scores of each party, Labour, PDP, and APC, from all the volumes of the evidences they are bringing. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, my brother. Do you think INEC have such data?
Well, INEC was even INEC was not even or defending any of them. INEC wasn't defending. P2B tendered result from 32 states.
All right, sorry, can we take this call? Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, please tell us your name and location.
My name is Frank Oba. I'm calling from Ejibo.
All right, Frank, go ahead.
Yes. DSS is very, very fast to be called in, and they're sending to Mmesoma just simple certificate, jam certificate, whatever, scores. But they never called us to order or investigating. Remember that the DSS is part of the presidency. It is headed by Tinubu himself. The president heads the DSS. It's part of the presidency. Which means, aside the cover, whatever he's doing, it's a message to Nigerians, to the Igbos, that look at what my plans are. He's not hiding it. All this while, whatever after the cover has been saying, the threat to wipe out an entire ethnic nation of 70 million people, nobody is calling him to order. He's now talking about his wish that Igbos exit Nigeria. Nobody is calling him to order. No DSS, nothing. It shows clearly that the president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, is not even interested in this so-called One Nigeria experiment. So let us expect a bomb very, very soon. It will come to pass. I don't think Igbo should be afraid. Our time for freedom has arrived. Tinubu will give us that Biafra we have been looking for. I'm telling you the truth. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Frank. We're actually not talking about Biafra. We're talking about DSS invading in Mmesoma's case while leaving Asari Dokubo's threat. Sorry, Dokubo needs DSS more than Mmesoma. That's what we're talking about, and not Biafra. And we also shared a number of issues here. Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. Good evening. Please tell us your name and location.
I'm calling from Ecuador.
All right, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Once again, I want to thank my daddy in the studio, Mr. Aisha, for grand analysis. Are you listening?
We can hear you. Go
Hello?
ahead.
Okay. Like what he said, everything he's talking there is truth. So, Akara Dokubo, they don't want to call him to order because they are using him. So they are using him for purpose because Tinubu is supposed to know that what Akara Dokubo is doing to the Igbos is just like a stem to the Igbos. So he's supposed to know when they talk, they say that the Igbos are fighting to create the Nigeria to separate. But in the real terms, this is that I thought Dokubo is doing, it has gone viral. So I want to agree once again Daddy Aisha for what the truth information he has given to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the WhatsApp messages because I have some WhatsApp messages here. I said, this one says, I respect history, Mr. Anosike. However, the people of Rivers State at home and around Nigeria voted en masse for P2B. The ruling class found their own interest and exhibit your historical perspective. But we citizens have been reduced to masses and are united in suffering, irrespective of geopolitical zone or tribe. The vote of February 25th reflected our unity and commitment to change the establishment and voted Labour Party P2B. Hence, INEC is unable to defend. Please, can you explain the hurried removal of fuel subsidy, role of OVH, Oando, Simi, Shola, Isolo, Lagos? All right. Hello? Hello. All right, you can call back. Peter Nosike, did you understand this message I just read now?
No, I didn't.
All right. He's saying that the people of Rivers at home and around Nigeria. Anyway, before that, let's take this call. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Please tell us your name and location.
My name is Johnson. I'm calling from.
Please adjust the audio of your radio so we can hear you clearly.
I'm so disappointed with what all of you are, including that time.
All right. The number to call is still 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. All right. I was reading this message. He says, the ruling class found their own interest and exhibits your historical perspective, but we citizens have been reduced to masses and we are united in suffering, irrespective of geopolitical zone or tribe. The vote of February 25th reflected our unity and commitment to change the establishment, and we all voted Labour Party P2B. Hence, INEC is unable to defend. Then he further says, please, can you explain the hurried removal of fuel subsidy, role of OVH, Oando?
Well,
Okay, continue. We've lost the call.
There was an attempt for the change in 2023.
All right, sorry. Let's take this. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Please tell us your name and location. Hello? All right, do well to call back.
There was an attempt to change the status quo in 2023, but that change has not ended. That's why some people went to court to ensure that the people's wish for a new Nigeria stand.
All right. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Please tell us your name and location.
I'm John, calling you from Ogun State.
All right, John, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
All right, go ahead.
I'm a full-fledged Yoruba man, and I'm saying with pride and honor. I don't have a lot to say, just to feel. This country is going to be okay until when the Igbo nation or the Igbo people realize that their enemies are the Igbo. When the Yoruba realize that their enemies are the Yorubas, and when the Northerners realize that their enemies are the Northerners. We all know, the Yorubas know, that the coming of the president is a Yoruba man, but we know that he became the president of this country with the support of the Northerners. That is the fact. And if the Igbo elite fought against all the wrongdoing during the election, I can tell you that his coming to be the president will be impossible. We have a lot of Igbo elite that are beneficiaries from the government. They will say they will keep quiet. Please, when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, it was the people that did it. If you don't know, go and ask. I am a freelance journalist. I know what I'm talking about. The in-law of Nkoso is a woman. I know her very well. She's in Lagos. She gave me an analysis of how Nkoso was arrested. It was the people that did the displacement for 30 million naira. The Igbo are the enemy of the Igbos. The Yoruba are the enemy of the Yorubas. And the Northern, look at the Northern. Feudalism. Where a man will steal billions of naira and the rest have nothing. They will just go to them and they will give them crumbs. So let me understand that we, the Yorubas, are not the enemy.
All right. Hello. We can't hear you. Maybe you need to call back. John. All right. This one is coming from Dayo. Good evening, crew. Greetings to Mr. Anosike. The EU Observers, Civil Society, and other bodies have stated that this is the worst election with votes buying, Agbero intimidation, and voter suppression plus violence, with INEC and police conspiracy of giving it to the selected president, but INEC is denying the gospel truth. Now, after the election, where is Yakubu? Their Oga. Now, someone like Dela Lake would tell the EU, let Nigerians breathe. Remember, EU is not a political party. They are umpire that observe, send money for credible election. It's a shame on these APC noisemakers. Judiciary is on trial. If they don't overturn this daylight robbery with these watertight cases, that means they have been compromised. It will be Nigerians' nightmare. Coming from Dayo, from Faba. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. All right. Anosike, do you agree with that message that I just read?
I agree with him 100%. I agree because EU cannot be bought.
All right, sorry. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, GOP.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Mr. Diara, how are you?
I'm fine.
All right, tell us your name and
my dear,
go ahead.
Please. My name is Stella. I'm calling from Sulere.
All right, Stella, go ahead.
Please, my dear, you did not remind them of how Ken Saro-Wiwa ended up in the hands of those people that he worked for. So I said, don't worry. It's going to happen to him. That's the only thing I have to say. That's my own interest. What happens to Ken Saro-Wiwa will happen to Asari. Because that man that killed him was the person he was working for against the Igbos.
All right, Stella, thank you for your opinion. Thank you for that submission. All right, I have another message here. Okay, but before then, let's take this call. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
Fine, thank you. Please tell us your name and location.
Okay, my name is Chidi. I'm calling from Solere.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, thank you for this program, and thank you for your studio. All I want to say is that our Yoruba brothers and sisters and our Hausa brothers, we Igbos don't see you as enemies. We have friends among you, we have enemies among you. You see, this last election was a battle between the so-called elites and the general mass of Nigeria, and the masses won abstractly.
But then you don't expect when you hit a hard man for him to just fall and give in like that. There'll be a struggle they will do. But the will of the people will finally come to pass. Coming to INEC, when EU gave them money for them to do the election to support them, they didn't complain, they didn't cry. Now EU have, because if you send a child a message, you deserve to give an account of that message you have gone to. And EU have come to say, this is what happened, this is what happened. Even the dead man knows that there's nothing you can spot against in all that the EU wrote. If we are plain, they were not biased. That is that. You see, Pastor Takobo, he is a small business. If people decide that it's a problem, he will not stand the pressure. This country you are seeing, Nigeria, fought civil war against Biafrans. And they didn't kill all our Biafrans. After the civil war, every Biafran, no matter the amount of money you have, you are giving 20 pounds. Whatever you see an Igbo man owns today is the product of that 20 pounds. So this is a tribe that you cannot just finish them. They are quite prolific in everything they get involved in. Look at my sports, so when people play in Nigeria, you hardly see any sports team that will come out, you won't see Igbos there. Academics are the same thing. Look at that Nigerian lady that some of students in China, foreign students, that was looking China. They're still okay. So our best and trying our best possible. My people will say, whenever you what's the way to carry it to the break anything? I'm telling the whole that keep working for those people. That your girl said here, when they took me to because he said them when I took money, left. And I tell you the Kobo, we don't understand. Let him keep making noise. He is working for his paymaster. If not that we are now, because my Bible says, if the righteous are in power, the people will rejoice. What on a very good day, why should someone like Asale Kobo enter out or rock and start holding press conference with a giant coat of arms behind him? If we're in the same environment, then it is well. All these things are happening now. We think are the best for the masses of Nigerians. Let no Igbo see Yorubas entirely as our enemies. During this election, I live in an environment where I live in Lagos, an environment where is populated by Yorubas. In my polling units, Peter will be won. Yorubas voted for him massively. I'm saying this in, they voted massively. It's only those few elites that they use and those the attacks they use that are working against them. But it's not even about Peter Obi. And if anybody thinks because he was voted for the Peter Obi, go and bring out Rochas Okorosha, bring out Sokalo, bring out to a booth of him, and rest of them. You see, you will lose. Ochuku, our daddy, contested election against Obasanjo, and he lost. We voted against him. Yenadro is not Igbo man, we voted for him. Goodluck is not Igbo man, we voted for him. OBJ is not Igbo man, we voted for him. We always go for who we feel is the best for the country. Not for, of course, we have Igbo man. That is not for who. I just pay a lot. We're not perfect, but that is just for us. So, whatever the case, let all Igbos rejoice. This phone we are buying now, I bought phone of 15,000 naira now. Under it before, that would have put my tank and my gallon. Everyone is buying it. It's not only Igbos. You know, we're applying, or which people say there is the cost of bread is the same thing everywhere. They don't say, okay, because you are a PC member, come and buy cheaper. Because you are this one. It's not like that. Everyone is buying the same thing. So we're all seeing the second together. So, especially when I say picking message, don't expect anything. God bless you, and may God bless this station. You are my place. I've never seen any station like you before. May God continue to protect you and bless you and give you all you need to grow for. Because at least you are giving us audience to air our mind. Our mind is too heavy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And that way it will continue. All right, let's go to some of the WhatsApp messages we have here. Good evening, VOP. Kudos to Mr. Nosike. The ruling class ought to cut down cost of governance. This is how the immediate past president promised to cut down on presidential fleet, but ended up falling. It is unfortunate. Chima from Surulere. Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, my sister.
Good evening, brother. How are you doing?
Yeah. My name is Mmesoma from Ejibo.
All right, go ahead, Mmesoma.
My greeting to my big brother, Anosike.
Thank you so much.
I'm a thinker. In the Igbo language, when they tell me what we are holding is very good, hold it tight. Don't let it drop. That is not like a good tight. Don't let it drop. Don't drop out of the streets. Stand on the streets always. To see a high of 50 days off. And I'm saying something to you. I want to see what we are saying. You know me?
Yes, yes.
Not how to discuss it, and let how we talk for that. My take is this. What is that speaker has said here is nothing but truth. It's only the Nigeria was listening to this guy. This kind of thing. They are going to find that coming there, and no matter how they approve that, one of them are really proved by lectures. It is a guy who needs those kind of funding as a nation. There's other people from outside side that are like this men to bring them to the this time around, I'll forget for people to be
Hello, we're finding it difficult to hear you. We find it difficult. It's quite noisy. I don't know if it's your network or from our end, but maybe you need to call back.
Is it okay now?
No, it's not clear. It's not clear. Maybe you need to call back. All right. Thank you so much. All right. The number is still open and up for calls. Hello. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Tell us in our location. Fine. Thank you.
Yeah. It's Chris Driver. Thank you for your program.
I can hear you, but it's not very clear. It's not very clear.
Okay. Well, you know, yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, give it up. Huh? Yeah, I appreciate it. So most of those cases at times is not necessary because of the position of the country.
Okay.
We know it hits his case is not the real issue. So people should not give him on the attention as I always do. If he's so it's only the first step of his brother, the same way. So nobody should bother about him. He's not threatening anybody at all. When I look at him, I see the foolishness in him and the stupid in him. So nobody should bother bringing him on the television or radio discussing about him. It's not so important at all. Only him cannot be pointing a horrible. During the Civil War, the Russians were here against the Igbos. Egyptians were here against the Igbos. Even the British, they were their missionaries. At the end of the day, when the war ended, they all came back to Lagos. The position they were, they came back. Where they were in the Nigerian West, they took over. Where they were in the telecommunication, they took over. In the railway, they took over. People say, I think they have finished with Igbo people. Are they still quiet? Are they still alive? All of them came back to take their position before. So issue of the Kubo, people should push it aside. Each time I hear people discussing about it, the thing gets me annoyed. Because we know the antecedents, we know their history. So since he started the footsteps of his brothers, well, definitely he will go through the way. So nobody should discuss about him again. In respect of this election, I think we need to put it aside a little because this matter is in the judiciary. So we must know how the area will have to handle. Not every day election on this station. So we should know that this matter is in the judiciary. Let us give them a chance. Let them do what they want to do. We can't be opening so many things here. And we should be equally too diplomatic as well. We can't be too loud in everything. Everybody, the same way. It's not proper. Let us handle things in a matured way, in an orderly way. There's tension in the country. We should know how to handle some certain issues. There's tension. So it's not when the thing starts, we know that there's tension. Already there's tension. Let us handle certain things the way it's supposed to be. I remember 1993, when Chukwumerike was the one of the juntas. Igbo man did not contest election. Tofa was there, and Majola. But at the end of the day, what happened? Because the way this man was, the spokesman was talking, he was talking. In fact, at the end of the day, the Igbos were on the run. They started running. But Igbo man did not contest election. It was tough and there. Because of Chukwumerike, the way he handled his way of talking, it was unprecedented. It was chaos, something that can cause problem. The Igbos had to run away. As they went, how many of them came back? Many died on the way. Many couldn't even come back. So we should handle some certain issues in a way that we don't want anything to bring such issues again, such problems again. I know very well that election has been going on since 1958, 64, up to 1979, 83. These are Zik and Awolowo. They were contesting. There was nothing like this problem before. Why is it now? Since 99, Igbo man has never contested. So this time around, there's a problem issue here, breaking shops, burning shops. It cannot continue like this.
All right. Thank you so much. Your opinion is quite appreciated and heard. All right, the phone line is still open. When we call in, let's make our comments and opinions brief so that others can participate in the program. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you doing?
Good evening. I'm fine.
All right.
Mr. Peter, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Akinpelu.
All right, go ahead.
And the elder have spoken. The elder have spoken. I thank God for that man. And the other Igbo man. Iba and Igbo have gone a long way. And nobody, not even any politician that can separate us. Do you know how many years of Igbos that have not in school? That have been here, that's in their family. Nobody. Which I know, I am myself and you over there. Nobody can separate. We've gone a long way. We know what is happening. I'm a Yoruba man. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your submission. All right. We actually shared a good number of issues, but the issue of Yoruba Igbo, I don't know where this one is stemming from.
But the fact is that.
All right, can I take this call?
Okay,
sorry.
Take your call.
Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How you doing?
God will bless. I've been trying for so long.
Oh, so sorry.
Thank God that I came in.
Please tell us your name and location.
You must know me. My name is the comrade Iroko Yakubu Peter. That is my name. Honestly, I appreciate with what we experienced throughout the week by you reviewing this for us by the weekend so we can know how to go and sleep for the weekend. No problem. And I love that. You can see what people have been saying. You see the benefit of all Nigerians. If this is to show everybody that this is our voting, you can see the multiple of people that have been calling it to let you know that Peter Obi is on top of the race. This is my reason. I will tell you. Do you know what they call controversial issue? Professor Mahmoud Yakub purposely did this. So that's controversial issue. That's why he made the pronouncement to make Bola Tinubu first, Atiku second, Peter Obi third. But I can categorically tell you today that people come out in masses to vote for Peter Obi. Even the PDP know that what is going on now is because of Peter Obi. If it is between the two of them, some negotiation must have come, honestly. But I want justice to please all masses in Nigeria. Professor Mahmoud Yakub did this to unite masses. That is why we are in this hardship as of today. I just want to beg you for something. I'm not happy. We are just managing to be calling you. There is no money to buy cards, therefore. Honestly, please,
All right, thank you,
let them
sir.
do it better. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We just wish the president will help us by making businesses thrive so that we can at least once in a while do something.
Create an enabling environment.
Because we too, we are feeling it.
It's not the duty of government to create employment.
Yes.
But their duty is to create enabling environment
for business to thrive.
For businesses to thrive. So if they can do good policies, create enabling environment, they have done their own.
All right. All right. The phone lines are still open. You can call us via WhatsApp line or the voice call. Anyone. Hello. Good evening to you.
Good evening, my sister. I just called back. I forgot to say something. My name is Ijeoma.
All right.
You see, somebody who spoke about the Igbo and Yoruba, that man spoke perfect truth. I was in Lagos here. I schooled in Lagos. I was there when the war started. My parents left me here because they were working. They had to go and left me until we finished our first school, final examinations in first year. Then the place I stayed at 8 Montgomery Road, Yaba, a woman came to me, a Yoruba woman who came back from Port Harcourt. He came to me and said, Mr. Biako, how will you go? Because that time, between Yaba bus stop and Palm Grove, there were up to 20 checkpoints where they were bringing Hausa people, bringing out Igbo people and taking them away. A Yoruba woman, in Lagos, you call people by their children. Afenifere is from Ogun State. He has to take me from Montgomery Road to Abeokuta. Then it was in that place he gave me envelopes and said, take this vehicle. If you get to Benin, if you are free, post this envelope. He put stamps on the envelope. Then he said, from Benin, if you get to Asaba, if you are free, post another envelope. And that is how I did. That woman at Palm Grove, the soldiers brought down everybody, and I put on a school blazer. The woman told me that he was taking me to her mother for holidays in Abeokuta. In Abeokuta, yes. So, and that is how I was able to go beyond Lagos. I passed through all the hostel house checkpoints to Ijebode. Then from Ijebode, I started following as the list. Unfortunately, when I came back after the war, I looked for them. I could not find them again because they lived in a tenant house, in rented apartment. So anybody who said the Igbos and Yorubas are enemies, there are bad people in Igbos. There are very bad people in Yorubas. And if you listen to what people talk, from the talking of people, you know who is bad.
All right, sir. All right, sir. I really, sorry. I really don't know where this is coming from because we did not share Igbos hating on Yorubas, Yorubas hating on Igbos. That is not one of the things we shared. Please, I don't know where this is coming from.
But there is insinuations. There is insinuations. So thank you very much. They know people who know what I'm saying. They know. But those who don't know also don't know.
All right. Thank you so much. Because I think the issue you shared was a Asari document.
I want to react to this. The 2023 elections is not about Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa. It's about the status quo, the establishment, the oppressors wanting to remain oppressing the masses. As he said, they are very wonderful Igbos, they are very wonderful Yorubas. They are very terrible Igbos, they are very terrible Yorubas. They are very wonderful Northern Hausas, they are very terrible Northerners. They are good people, they are bad people everywhere. So it is the elites that are using the masses to fight their war. politicians and they don't fight. The rich don't fight themselves.
All right. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good
All
evening.
right. Please tell us your name and location and go ahead.
Okay, my name is John. I'm calling from Eba.
Go ahead.
What I want to say is this thing that is happening in the Southeast now. You know that me, I'm from Anambra State. You know that we Southeasterners now that we are known for peace. Something like this has never happened in this history of this nation. It was Buhari that intentionally created all this type of trouble, and it was Buhari now that appointed Asari Dokubo that gave him this job he's doing now. It was Buhari that gave him this job assignment against the Igbos. It was Buhari. It's not Tinubu. He gave him this job, and that is why the man is insulting the military. Declaring war against the military that they cannot do him anything. Buhari gave him weapons, gave him this assignment, most especially against the Igbos. It was Buhari that discovered Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu was a known person. Nobody knows it. But just speaking for that in UK, when Nnamdi Kanu, everybody started saying, protest at the street of Aisha. Then I started shooting the people that like to get protest. It's not very long. It's not very nice. It's not very long. It's not very sweet. Only the card. I can read one thing.
All right, we can barely hear you. I really don't know where this noise is coming from. It's so noisy. I don't know if it's from your end or from our end. Maybe you need to call back. It's still not getting better. All right, thank you. Maybe you need to call back because it doesn't make sense. You speaking and we cannot understand what you're saying. All right, let's go to WhatsApp messages. This one says, good evening, VOP. The truth about our country is that there is a different laws for different people, but for the country to be better, there should be justice and equity for all. Mr. Egbe from Mmesoma. I think I agree with you. Hello, good evening to you. All right, another message. Mrs. Moderator, the man who has just spoken is saying the truth. It's only you that doesn't know. So now, all right. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. All right. This one is coming from Dayo from Faba. Good evening, crew. The Yorubas doesn't have problems with the Igbos. Okay. Let me take this. Hello. Good evening to you.
Hello. Good evening, my sister.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Fine. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yes.
Tell us your name and please go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Bello Usman. I am calling from Sherry. You see, let's be honest to ourselves. Like somebody have just spoken, I don't want to turn the same line with him that Buhari was the cause of the problem in Southeast or South-South. There's nothing like that. It's untrue. It's a lie because Buhari can never go to Southeast and name himself unknown government. It's not possible. And number two, Buhari can never go to Southeast and tell the people of Southeast not to go to the market on Monday. It's not possible. See, let's be honest to ourselves. The problem that we have in Southeast is that you practice one-party system, and you practice one-party system, and you expect the government in central to favor you. It's not possible. That is not just it. If you become a president, you are not a president of Yoruba. You are not a president of people. You are not a president of Ijo or Shekeri. You are a president of Nigeria. Forget about those that voted for you during the election and those that did not vote voted for you during the election. After the election, you have become a president of Nigeria. That is the only mistake that Buhari made in appointing some of his ministers and the rest of the people that worked with him during his 8 years tenure. And notwithstanding, my advice today to Ijeoma of Africa, that is why we came out in mass, both some of us youth and others. I am from Secretary State. We came out in mass to make sure that he won this election because he also challenged Buhari some time ago.
Hello, good evening to you.
Hello.
Good evening to you.
Good evening. This is Henry. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Henry, where are you calling us from?
From the Netherlands.
All right, go ahead.
Concerning the issue of EU report, I wanted to say that one of the things that we should remember is that the EU did not just come to observe by themselves. They were invited by INEC. And they are not accusing the presidency of not winning the election, no. What they are doing is they are simply pointing out, they are just giving what simple facts that they noticed during the election. And the problem now is that the presidency, which is a beneficiary of this process, is coming out to speak, whereas it's INEC that should be coming out to defend what they did. So that is where I will fault the presidency in this whole situation. That's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you so much, Henry. Thank you for calling to the show. All right, the phone lines are still open. You can call in or send us a message. All right, this message is coming from Frank Onero, all the way from United States of America. He says, EU report is a true reflection and confirmation of the massive irregularities that took place during the last elections. The judiciary will either comment illegally or will either cement illegality or put Nigeria in the right path of recovery. Otherwise, subsequent elections will be a bloodbath and chaos. That's Frank from USA. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. All right, we lost the calls. Just keep the calls coming. I have another message here. Good evening. The Yorubas doesn't. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
All right. Please tell us your name and location and go ahead.
This is Mr. Kennedy Alabi.
All right, Mr. Alabi, go ahead.
Good evening. On the issue that I've been discussing, European Union's Commission's report on the election, European Union they are not saying that Bola Tinubu did not win the election. They are not saying it is Obi that won the election. They are just talking about the infractions that happens, and it happens every election. It has to be understandable. So some people believe that EU report automatically said the election was wrong, it was bad, because there's nothing good in the election, that the president did not win, and that it's Obi that win the election. That is wrong. That is wrong notion. That was not the intention of that report. So that's number one. On the issue of problem in the Southeast, it has to be from the people from that area that should end that infractions. Why do I say so? The people that are there, I don't want to say whether it's ESN, IPOD, unknown government. The people, the actors are indigenous and people of that area. They are not from the north. They are not from the south west. They are not from the south. The headers in the south should come together and make sure that these atrocities is being nipped in the bud. It happens sometimes in Southwest when OPC want to constitute new stand in Southwest. It is the elders, the Yoruba elders, that cop this, the atrocities and put them where they belong. That's it. As we are talking now, Look at that guy in Finland, Simon Heba. He's enjoying in Finland.
All right. I have another message here. Good evening. The Yorubas doesn't have problem with the Igbos. We have been living together, marrying together, sharing things together, etc. Baba Adebanjo has said the gospel truth, but this APC musketeers with Lagos and federal government created this ethnic division just because Obi won Lagos in the presidential election. The thing caught them to their hearts. That is why they are determined that they will not allow Labour Party win Lagos by de-enfranchising the Igbos of any other ethnic people to vote. I don't understand this. We're waiting for the court to overturn this daylight robbery, like Mr. Nosike said. Hello, good evening to you. Hello. All right, the phone line is still open and you can call into the show and let's get to hear what you have to say. Hello, good evening. All right, Peter Nosike, our time is actually running very fast. I was looking at taking a few more calls, but what do you have to say?
Yeah, I still want to talk about the EU report.
All right, go ahead.
After every election, EU observers issue a report. And their report, they did not say it's not on the results of the election, but they gave 6 points on areas that INEC should improve upon. They gave six areas that INEC should improve upon. They say one, that because the results were not uploaded in good time, it eroded the trust and confidence of the masses on INEC. The report did not state who won the election or who did not win. It is just a document for INEC to work on. So it never said that P2B won or Tinubu did not win. It is a guideline for them to work on. But as they say, the guilty are always afraid. So that was why INEC has to raise this issue of Tinubu rejecting. It wasn't Bonda Tinubu that said that. It was INEC who is now the spokesperson of the government. In 2015, they gave a report. In 2011, they gave a report. In 2007, they gave a report. So they always give a report which should be seen as working document. It didn't say who won the election or who did not win. But they said that not uploading the result in good time as INEC promised eroded the confidence and trust of the masses on INEC, which is true. And again, he talked about the magic that brought the former Senate president back to the Senate.
All right, Peter Nsike, please, one moment. Let me take this call. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. Please tell us your name.
My name is how's everything? Greeting to the brother in the studio.
All right. Go ahead.
You guys are doing a good job. My name is Raf. I'm calling from Libya, Tripoli.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
Yes, what I want to really suggest is about this EU report on Nigerian election. And it is wrong for INEC to take a lot of contribution from EU and ask them to be silent. It's also a shame to those who are paid to go out there to demonstrate against those who paid, who contributed towards this election. I'm ashamed to be a Nigerian that despite the hardship we are going through, we are trying to get things right. And some people are trying to support illegality. The war is not about tribes, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, other people. The war is about APC that is trying to hijack the electoral system of Nigeria. They are not doing it right. It's just like a cabal. They want to continue to punish Nigeria for nothing. But let us share this tribal bigotry and realize that we are one Nigeria. And it's time to remove all those people, the old breeds who do not want Nigeria to move forward. Thank you so very much. That's my contribution.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for that contribution. Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, my sister, Nanemeka is calling back.
All right.
Am I clear? Am I clear now?
Yes, it's fine now.
All right. I just may God bless the person just called now before my call came in.
Yes.
May God give you long life. We are not talking about anybody, any tribe or whoever. You understand me?
Yeah.
We are talking about the people that are just the system of Nigeria that want us to remain in this problem. That's the people we are talking about. Not anybody. We are not against anybody. But my take this evening is this. All those that is doing demonstration at the they should mark all their faces to make sure that anytime they apply for visa, they should deny all of them visa. And another thing again, all of them should withdraw their children from school. Withdraw from their children from school from learning knowledge. They should send their children to school of the criminality that will train them to be criminals once and for all, so that they know that they are building a criminal society for us. But if not, they should listen to EU, because they will not call you a dog. You go put your mouth for shit, showing that you are a dog. What kind of thing is that? I tell Mr. Yakubu, you steal from somebody that is not supposed to steal from him. People have mentioned the comment the other day. He asked him, I have handled an institution, which you are a member of that institution. Did I handle it this way? I handle it now. Let me tell him, Mr. Yakubu, and whoever is behind him, and the investors will call you. They steal from somebody that will make them, their name will look like a toilet before the year of everybody in the world. Make a party from the wall. Everybody is this election will be exposed to the highest. And that person, if they work for city, people going to make noise, they go loud. I don't lie you. May God bless you. I'm blessed out of too.
Thank you so much, Nemeka. Thank you. At least that was better. Peter Musike, you were saying something?
So I was saying that the EU report should have served as a working document for INEC, because it specified areas that did not do well, that they need to improve. So what APC tried to do is to become a judge in their own case, because it benefited you. You now expect EU to say that the result was excellent. Why then Neke himself know that the election was marred with irregularities? If he has conscience, he should know that 25th February election didn't go well. But some people have sold their souls to the devil. So what EU report means is that INEC should improve in these 6 areas.
Of course.
It didn't say that Tinubu did not win.
Or P2B won.
Or that P2B won. So the person that made it to become that's a national issue with Denda Neke coming to say that they have rejected the report. If you reject their report, give them back their money and don't invite them again.
All right, you can still call back because we have a few minutes to take calls before we wrap up the program. And if you're just joining us, we're looking at the issues that trended during the week. And we shared a good number of issues with you. You can go check us up on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother. How are you doing?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Please tell us your name and go ahead.
Matthew, calling from Ikorodu.
All right. Go ahead.
See, all this complaint where everybody they complain, no be the solution now is how can we reform INEC? The process when they pick the INEC chairman, the process they pick the state electoral commission chairman and chair lady, and those returning officers. Now, what we supposed to talk about now be that we don't enter inside, all of us don't enter now. Because all this one they talk Igbo, Yoruba, that will not be, no concern me. Because there is nothing like Igbo fuel. There is nothing like Igbo rice. Neither there is anything like Igbo transport. Now all of us they enter transport together. All of us they go market, go buy the food. All of us now they buy the fuel now. So all the people that they talk, this one, no reason be that. How we could make sure say political parties no go find way to say they fix their members into INEC position. Now we go to find now. Civil society, the MBA, the human rights activists, them, all labor, all of us, we need to come together now and know how we are going to press the National Assembly to formulate laws to make sure that the president or the governors don't have any influence on the members of the Electoral Commission at all. Now, my own contribution be that too. If anybody like make it a complaint, or that complaint no reach anywhere. no be today we don't complain. Don't tell how they complain. But the complaint no reach anywhere. So, our solution I will find now. And my contribution be that too. Well done.
Thank you, my brother. Your own is the solution, and we are all about solution.
So we should.
All right, Peter Amsige, just to wrap up because
I agree 100% with what he said, because INEC is not independent. They call it independent, but they are not independent. They dance to the tune of those who influence their appointments. They dance to the tune of the highest bidder. So our INEC is not independent. For it to even saying that the National Assembly has their own interest. They cannot bring a law that will not favor them. So the only way is for the masses to take power by themselves. That is the solution, because for INEC, National Assembly can never bring a law that will work against them.
All right. Thank you so much, Peter Nosike, for your analysis. And I want to say thank you to our listeners, especially those who called into the program to share their opinion and make comments about the issues that we shared. And if we did not take your calls today, we're sorry about that. Maybe same time next week when you join us, we will be able to take your calls. And that is how we'll wrap up the program today. My name is Biblas Chidi and Peter Nosike. We hope to see you same time next Saturday. Do have a lovely evening.